News 5 has been closely following the sad story of 6-year-old Gabriel Orellano, an autistic student who unfortunately drowned in the hangar area after leaving the Stella Maris School compound undetected on Monday. Tonight we hear from a distraught parent of a 5-year-old autistic student at Stella Maris, who reveals that her son also managed to leave the school grounds unnoticed just 2 weeks ago.
I did think long and hard about doing this, and I know I did wait a few days, it's like 3 days, to really come out and share my experience. And reason being is because, like, when it comes to having a special needs child, you are always overprotected because people, the world is very, very mean. They don't understand. And my reason why I didn't speak a little bit earlier is because I just have a fear of my child being neglected or treated bad at school.
Selene Williams shared that her son, Skylar Valencio, who is autistic and mute, managed to slip out of the school compound during lunch on that fateful afternoon. He wandered off to the neighboring YWCA property.
Why I'm really upset about the situation is because they wouldn't have told us that my child had left the school compound. So what happened was my child left from Stella Maris and went over to YWCA. So there's one fence that divides it, right? So my niece actually goes to YWCA, and at that very moment, like it was around the same lunchtime, whereby I guess they're unsupervised, and my child they state that it was a hole in the fence, that my child went through a hole and went over. So at the same time, my brother-in-law was taking my niece to YWCA, and he heard that they were looking for a child. So when he came back out from taking the baby to the class, he saw that they were taking my baby. So he asked, why is my child over at YWCA?
News 5 has learned that Skylar Valencia wasn't the first student to slip past wardens and leave the school compound. When Williams visited the school, she recorded her conversation with the school's principal, Francelia Canton, to gain further clarity on her concerns. That private recording was shared with News 5. The school's principal explained that Skylar might have climbed over the fence or found a hole to get through. The principal also highlighted the daily challenges the school faces, being under-resourced while caring for 129 children with special needs.
As the child went over, they called me from Y and they told me that the child was over there. You know your child, right?
Yes.
He crossed over the fence. We found a hole. We already patched the hole, but right now I told the teacher that we want to do it more sturdy, so we're getting materials, we're getting cement and whatever, we're going to fix it. I came here in 2021. We only had 3 wardens. We had incidences because we're dealing with 129 are your children, are your child. You see how your child give trouble? We have 128 more to deal with.
Right.
So 3 wardens was not enough. So I called ministry and I requested for 3 more wardens. After a whole year, we got 3 more wardens. So we have 6 that helps us here. And without that, we don't have enough eyes to watch these children. Thank God nothing happened to your child. As the principal saw the child there, she called me and I sent over for him. We have had incidents already that a child went through the gate and was going across, and someone by the matron Roberts, this clinic here, saw the child and brought back the child because the child was in uniform.
Principal Canton reassured parents that the school is doing its best despite the tough circumstances. She apologized to the parent for the incident and pointed out another hazard on the school grounds that needs to be addressed.
And the thing is that whosoever was a principal before got a lot of rocks and things all over the place. So that is what he used to climb over. And I'm done call City Council for try to help we get rid of all of the rocks and move them away, and they promised so many times and they still not going to do it yet. So a lot of things are beyond our control, but next, I know in July, the whole school will be worked on because we have the whole roof for the leak. So they want They want to reconstruct this whole school and then do landscaping and then they get rid of all of that. So
Principal Canton suggested that parents consider sending someone to supervise their children during lunchtime if they feel their child might be unsafe. In response, Williams asked the school to contact her immediately if anything happened to her child.
you know, like worry people.
I know, she explained that to me
put
too,
people
but
out of the way, you understand? If something happen to your child, of course I can call. Nothing happened to her. Always do that crossover, the ladies here, we bring her over. To me, being in this profession and dealing with their kind of children, to me it wasn't anything out of the way. You understand? We even had one child one time catch the city bus, Amina city bus, and one lady here, and bring her back to the school.
We reached out to Principal Canton for a response, and she directed us to Christy Almeida, the Special Education Coordinator at the Ministry of Education. We contacted Almeida to see if the ministry was aware of the cases Canton mentioned, especially since the Minister of Education, Francis Fonseca, expressed some uncertainty about them on Wednesday.
No, I'm not aware. I can't speak to that. But, you know, over the many years, I would not be surprised if from time to time children, you know, the special needs community, you know, is, you know, require focused attention and very active. So from time to time, I would imagine that some of them have gotten outside of the compound, and fortunately, in those cases, no harm has come to them.
my entire point of this is not to badmouth the school. That is not my point, because the school is a very, very good school, right? It is a very good school. My child has improved so much since going there. I've seen so many children improve since going there. That is not my point. I love the teachers. The teachers, they do take good care of the children, right? They do learn, and I love everything about the school. I always say I was thinking so hard about sending my child there, but I'm glad that I did, because it is a good school. It's just the security situation, and I do want to bring awareness so that they can do something about it.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.